This is the plaintiff, Wilma Higginbotham. She says the defendant hit her parked car as she was backing into a spot. Her headlight and grille were bashed in. The defendant gave her information to her, said she'd pay but hasn't. And over 6 months later, she's had it with her excuses. She's suing for $2,091.45, the cost to get her car fixed. This is the defendant, Lanisha Nicole Smith. She says she never touched the plaintiff's car and certainly didn't back into it because she has backup cameras. The only eyewitness the plaintiff has was an intoxicated man who was so drunk he wasn't making any sense. Oh, her? No way. She's accused of not looking where she's going.
All parties, please use your hand.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Next case on the docket. The plaintiff says the defendant hit her parked car as she was backing into a spot. But the defendant says she never touched the plaintiff's car. It's the case of rear-ender offender.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
All right. So you're inside of a store
Yes.
and you're with a gentleman. Is this the gentleman who you were with?
Yes, it is.
Okay, come on up, front and center. What you doing sitting down? Okay. And you're outside smoking a cigarette.
Yes.
Noxious habit. But it put you in a position to witness something. What is it you saw?
Well, we was coming, I just picked her up from work, and we was coming towards the restaurant because we ordered the food on the phone. I parked the car, she was inside. This lady right here comes down the street, she pulls in front of me, and then she backed up into her car.
Into that car?
Yes.
So is she trying to parallel park in the space in front of you?
Yes.
And what happens when she backs into the space?
She backed up and it just hit the car. Bam!
So it was a loud noise?
Yes.
Was there anybody in the car with her?
She had 2 kids, I think, 2 or 3 kids. One kid was sitting in the front.
How old are the kids, more or less?
I'd say one about 16 years old.
Okay.
Or 12, something like that. It was a young guy.
Okay. So he comes in and he tells you.
Yes.
And what happens?
So he comes in and says, I'm at the cashier paying for my food. He says, Wilma, she hit your car. So all of a sudden I hear all this yelling and screaming, I didn't hit nobody's car, blah, blah, blah. She's carrying on, cussing and screaming. So when she gets to me, I turn around and say, well, let's just go take a look. I don't care what you look at, blah, blah, blah. I said, well, what are you yelling at me for? It's my car. So then she calms down and we talk and we go outside and look. It's evitable damage. She says she didn't
It's
feel...
what damage?
It's
visible?
Yes.
Okay,
yes.
and is it visible on her car too or just your
No,
car?
I looked at my car. I was looking at my car. I was totally shocked.
I know, but isn't it natural to look at her car and see if hers has your paint on it or whatever? Like nobody... Okay. So go on.
Just didn't. Did we? Did you? I
Yeah.
didn't.
Well, we seen the
just
parts. The parts from her car fell off, so obvious that.
Who's her? You went like this and they're both...
Wilma's car.
My grill.
Okay.
My grill was all cracked
Okay.
up.
And part of the black grill fell out on the pavement. I mean, on the street.
Okay.
After she backed up off the car.
Okay, do you have pictures of that?
I do.
Let me see.
Okay.
All right, so what does she say to you?
She says that she didn't realize that she hit the car, and she did agree that we looked at the damage, and the damage was evident. It was evidence that there was damage. Mm-hmm. And she mentioned that she gave me her driver's license, her address, her name, blah, blah, blah. I recorded all of that. And she answered, did she have insurance? She said yes. But she did not want to go through insurance because her rates might go up.
Okay.
So we agreed.
So did she agree to pay for it?
Yes.
And
at that point, I had no idea how much it would be.
So did you call the police or no?
No.
All right. May I see that picture you were going to look for?
Sure, absolutely.
Mm-hmm. What happened?
Okay, like they said, I was in the car. We were going to the restaurant to pick up some food, my kids and I. So as I'm parking into the parking spot, now mind you, I have the rear view camera and everything. My kids are in the car. So we're parking into the car. We're parking into the parking space. We get into the parking space. I didn't feel any bump. I didn't feel me hit anything. All I know is this gentleman right here, as I'm getting out of the car, starts cursing at me. He was intoxicated, and he starts cursing at me and getting belligerent with me. And my kids even get out, like my sons, they're, pretty big. So they're getting out like, why is this man talking to my mom like this? He's fussing, so I start fussing. Like, sir, I don't know what you're talking about, but I didn't hit your car. And you need to get away from me because he was intoxicated. And so, I'm fussing because he's Like, I'm pissed because this man just jumped out on me. I don't know what's going on. Like I said, my kids were in the car. We never felt a bump. We never felt anything. I had the rear thing and never saw me hit anything. So when I'm getting out the car and this man is approaching me, I don't know what he's approaching me for. I'm just like, this man is drunk and he's fussing at me. So I'm fussing back and I'm going into the store. As I'm going into the store, Miss Wilma approaches me and tells me that it is her vehicle. So when she gets out, she's telling me that I hit her car, and I'm telling her, ma'am, I didn't hit your car. Like, I didn't hit your car. So we're going back and forth. So she looks at her car, and I to be honest with you, I didn't really take it too seriously because, like I said, how much damage, I was backing up into the parking space. How much damage can you do? So
Well, let me ask you a question. Was there a piece of the car on the ground?
I don't recall seeing that. I don't recall seeing that.
You had said something about I would see in a picture a piece of the car on the ground.
I didn't say that. He said
You
that.
said that.
Oh.
With the
just have
top
the
frame of
picture,
there, you probably see
I'm going
it.
to hand them back to you, and you pull the one where I'm going to see that. What is he to you? What's the relationship?
He's just a friend.
Okay. Was your friend intoxicated that day?
I don't believe that he was, no.
Okay. When you say you don't believe, you could mean one of two things. You're
No,
not
he was
sure,
not.
or he wasn't. Which is it?
He was drunk.
How long had you been with him that day?
He had just picked me up from work.
He had just picked you up.
So he does work in my house, and sometimes I'll leave him there, and he'll drive me to work and pick me up. And he
In
knows
your
better.
car, though?
Yes, knows better than to drive while drinking in my car.
Well, he's driving your car. I can't imagine that you thought he was intoxicated because you wouldn't
No.
be letting him continue to drive your car once you noticed that. Which is the one where I'm going to see it? Point to where it is. Show my bailiff where you sit. Okay.
Can't see it because the picture's not.
Yes or
Blow it
no?
up.
Can I see it? No? Okay.
No, not and
Yeah,
it's
that's what
not
I'm
a
asking.
clear.
Can I see a piece of the car
Not
on the
a clear
ground?
copy.
Okay.
He's saying a piece of this was broken.
It's circled
Yeah,
there.
yeah, that's great. My question's different. I wanted to see if there was a photograph of a piece on the ground because clearly there's damage to her car. Was there damage to your car?
No.
Can you think of any defense for somebody hitting a parked car where they're not responsible?
Oh, no, absolutely not. Like, the car wasn't moving.
Can anybody think of a defense? Any defense.
The only defense would be if the car wasn't parked in the right spot.
That's a terrible defense. Anybody else?
If they like opened their door and they weren't looking, and then like they opened their door and then she hit the door.
That's not a bad one. Where you open the door as somebody's coming along. You know what you win? We don't have any swag. You win nothing. Going inside the courtroom.
You know, people know if they hit a car. You know
That's what
I mean?
I'm saying. My son was asleep in the back of the car. He never budged. I had to wake him up. I didn't have.
That's not the indication whether you hit a car or you didn't. The indication whether you hit a car or you didn't is whether you felt your car jolt when it got hit.
When the guy approached
so
me, I didn't have a clue
tell me
why he was
it is that
approaching
you
me.
tell her you'll pay for it. Because you do. You tell her you'll
Yeah,
pay
I
for it.
did.
You act like a person who knows she hit the car.
No, I was livid.
If you're livid, that would make you less likely
Not
to take
even
the
about
rap.
the car. I was livid about the man approaching me the way that he did.
I
So when I
understand.
started speaking to her, she was more calming. So because
I
she
hear
was,
that, but that wouldn't make you take the rap just because she's calming.
I wanted to get my shrimp and I wanted to go home. I didn't think it was a big deal.
But
You
we
know,
talked
when she hit the car,
afterwards.
I'm thinking, when she hit the car.
Let's talk
when
about-
she's telling me about hitting the car.
Let's talk about how you talk afterwards.
We did. We talked, and I told her.
So,
I said,
it didn't have to do with how yummy the shrimp is and that you
No.
were hungry, because afterwards you're still telling her,
I said, Miss, if I hit your car, then I'll pay for it because I didn't think it was that significant of
come
damage.
on, you're looking at it. What do you think
I
that's
didn't
going to
see
be,
it.
50 bucks?
Honest to God, I didn't see it.
And
Wait
that's
a minute,
new
you
car.
walked out. How could you not have seen it? That's the purpose of walking out with her, is to take a look at the car.
I didn't see anything falling off the car.
That's not my question. Did you see the damage to the car? Because I can see it in the pictures.
I literally don't recall, ma'am. I'm gonna be honest with you. I didn't take this
I'm sorry.
incident so seriously.
Well, maybe you should.
I
'cause
should
that
have. I
doesn't
should
sound
have.
right. You see, I need you to hear what you just said, including the 3 people who you brought with you. Who were those folks?
These are my mom and my uncle and my stepdad.
Okay.
They just
All
came
right.
for the ride. They weren't
So let's
witnesses.
hear what you just said. Someone's accusing me falsely of hitting them. I didn't take it seriously. They showed me the car and the damage. I didn't really look.
I didn't, to be honest. I was so busy trying to get over
I'd like
arguing
you to
with
be
this
honest with
man.
me. Right.
Arguing with this man that I didn't really.
Yeah, okay, so when you're gone from the scene, the man's not there, you've had your shrimp, and you are talking to her 4 weeks later.
I was talking about
and you're still telling her you'll get the money together.
I told her I would pay for it until she came to me with a $1,600 estimate.
Well, what did you think
you
this
said
was?
that
Can I
that
ask?
was
Wait,
too-
don't
oh,
talk to her directly.
I'm sorry.
What did you think this was going to be? I am
looking
looking at the damage.
I sure as heck didn't. Well, you see something that I didn't see. I never saw a picture of it. I never saw it.
No, you saw it.
I didn't think it was that significant. I really didn't.
Have you ever had body work done on a car? Have you ever had to pay for body work on a... Right.
No.
How old are you? More or less. 20s, 30s?
Oh, God bless you. 40,
Yeah, I get that
God
all
bless
the time. Okay,
44.
Okay, so really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Thank you.
Wow.
Just turned 44 too.
Just stop rubbing it in. So yeah, it costs a lot of money. If you hit a car, and then let me show you like the impact. That's why.
I wasn't trying to stiff her.
I know, but look at the crack, and this is with the hood up, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So look at all that crack. That's not a small bump. That's something that hit with some force. These are close-ups of this one. So you cracked it. That costs money to fix. I want the elders to see it too.
They're not gonna give me money to pay for it.
I want them all to see it so they don't walk out of here saying that Judge Miliana is so mean. Like
My mom loves you.
But Your Honor.
Who are you? Her what?
Stepdad. I'm my stepfather.
Stepdad, go ahead.
Your Honor, the gentleman said that when she hit her car, something fell on the ground.
Yeah.
Where's that evidence that something fell on the
Okay,
ground?
I know. I already noted that. I would have loved to have seen that, but just because they didn't photograph that doesn't mean it didn't exist.
So I wasn't trying to duck her for the money. I mean, I'm
trying to duck her for the money because you asked her to give you more time, and then she did, and then you asked her to give you more time after that, and then she did, and then she filed a lawsuit over and over because she doesn't know what else to do because you're not paying her. I don't need to hear from anybody else. Let me see the estimate. So I've looked at it. It is a reasonable estimate. I'm sorry, but I don't buy that you don't know you hit. I don't think you act like somebody who doesn't know she hit. I don't buy that you didn't see the damage when you walked out there to look at the damage. And I certainly don't think that this is $50 worth of damage. I think it's legitimately the amount in this quote, which is $2,091.45. Verdict for the plaintiff. Good luck, folks.
So the plaintiff prevails. She gets everything she was asking for, over $2,000, almost $2,100. You know, all of your excuses kind of fell flat with the judge today.
It is what it is. It is what it is.
Well, they hurt $2,000, more than a damaged car.
That's life.
You act like there's nothing to it.
It is what it is.
When were you going to pay her? If ever?
I mean, I wasn't ducking her. I was going to pay her.
When?
When I got a chance, I was going to get to it.
No wonder she sued you.
I'm a busy lady.
No wonder she sued
I
you.
mean, it happened a few months ago. I was going to get to it.
My word. Okay. Goodbye.
One.
Goodbye. So the plaintiff is on her way out of the courtroom. Ms. Higginbotham, what are you thinking right now?
I'm thinking that I'm glad that I'm going to have my car fixed.
You know, you did the right thing by suing her.
There was no fighting between us, so I'm just glad it worked out this way. I'm sorry I had to take it this far, but I'm glad that I won.
Well, look, you had no choice.
That's right.
Good enough. Thank you so much.
Thank you.
Good luck to you. All right, Harvey.
You know, I mean, look, the physical evidence shows the defendant isn't telling the truth. She hit the car.